Some of this stuff is no-brainer, but if you don't know, you don't know. And this is an old hot water bottle, and this is for well, I'll just be frank. This is for enemas and for douching for women. And this would hang in the shower. And I remember my mom, my grandmother, they all used these things. And you had to. That was the way it was. So, but this will unscrew here and then the end fit in there. And this operates exactly like that solar shower that I showed you the other day that absorbs the heat, hot water. The thing is, this is only a gallon, but this is really durable and has multi-uses. If you were without heat, for example, and you were sleeping, you could put some hot water in this and put this in your sleeping bag or in your blanket, and it would help keep you warm all night. So that aside, and what I'm going to do today is I'm running out of socks. I didn't pack enough socks, so I might have to do some laundry. And I don't want to go and, just for these few little items here and do a load of laundry. So I'm going to do it by hand. Most women know that you can wash this stuff in the sink. You can do this. This is a no-brainer thing. Usually I would do this in a 5-gallon pail, plastic pail, if I were camping. And I would use, hot water and put in there. And then I'd be having other water, heating up water to rinse with. But I don't need to go through all that today. And usually with a 5-gallon bucket, you could do, a pair of jeans and a shirt. Then you'd hang that, and then you'd do something else. And if you keep up with it, you never really have a big load. I'm just going to put just a little in here because, I just have those few pieces. And this is a wet and dry bag. You can get these a lot of places. Walmart has them. And if you camp or do outside stuff or canoe, and you already know about this, but a lot of people don't because they don't deal with it. There's all kinds of sizes. There's different types of material and everything. So what you do is you put your stuff in there. And I like a wet dry bag for this because I don't want this laundry detergent seeping out into my truck or anything. And that can happen. So we take this and then you roll it and as far down as you can get, and then you just snap it shut. Now the really good ones, the ones that are worth a lot of money, you see how that's holding air? They'll float, and you can do all kinds of things with it when you go canoeing. So, all right, that aside. Now I don't have water. I'm at a sink here, but there's no water. So friend brought me some water. Here's another wet and dry bag. They make different sizes. This is a 10 liter, and this is also a different material. So different quality kind of thing. All right, so here's the trick to this thing. If I didn't have this tool, what I would do is I would just, go like this, or maybe take an old washboard. You remember those things that people play them like music instruments, the old washboard? And you would agitate your clothes on the washboard. Of course, in the real old days, and out there in the prairie and whatever, but they would use rocks and beat them against rocks or whatever, because what you're trying to do is loosen the dirt and the grime from your clothes, from the fabrics. These aren't all that dirty, so I'm not going to worry about all that. In fact, I'm more interested in just showing you the technique of what I do and showing you this tool. This tool is pretty important. So you want to get enough water in there to slosh around. And I'm going to let this, I'm not going to wring it out or anything. That's pretty, but so you see what I got here? It's a plunger, just an old cheap plunger. And then you drill holes in it all the way around. And if you want it to fit your pack or be low profile, you can cut the handle off in it. I remember the first time I did this, I was watching a YouTube where they were showing this, and I got my 5-gallon bucket, and I drilled my hole in the lid of the bucket, and then I, connected this on either side. So this was inside, this was outside the bucket, and then you plunge. Well, that was just a few wasted steps there, because if you're going to plunge so strong that you're going to pull all that water out, wow, more power to you. I don't plunge all that hard. So you don't really need a hole in your lid. If you want to keep your handle long, I guess you can do that. But I put all this stuff in one 5-gallon bucket, and I have it there all together when I need it. And but this is key, because what this does is when you plunge and agitate, it doesn't get suction, and it allows aeration to come through these holes. And so you're agitating the clothes. And all you do is just simply do this, and then you can move it around, swap it around, do it again. Now, if this were a 5-gallon bucket and I had more stuff in it, I'd have more water in it. So, it's just all up to you how you do it, but I could do this easily with my hands. I could just, manipulate it. But I found that this really works well, like when I was camping, or when I'm camping and I take and wash some jeans and maybe a couple t-shirts, and then do another small load after that. Already I can see the water changing color, and the dirt's coming out. And one of the things that you'll run into when you're trying to dry this stuff is not drying it. Because all you do to dry is just going to hang it on a line. That's all you're going to do to dry it. But in order for it to dry, you have to get all of the excess water out first. That's a trick, because you have to wring this stuff out by hand. And if you've never wrung out a pair of jeans by hand, you need to try it, because it's can be a daunting task. So there are tricks for that too, like you attach your pants to something to take a stick and put in there, and you just twist, and you can do stuff that way. But folks, I would just really say, if you've never done something like this, you just need to try it, learn from your own mistakes, and then when you need to do it, you'll know exactly how to do it. You'll know exactly what you're doing, and you won't, like in this case, you won't waste water. I can't afford to waste water because, well, if I were living homeless or water was, at a premium, I wouldn't want to waste it. So then that's basically it. So then I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to drain this water out, and I'm going to hand drain these few little items, which will be really easy. And then I'm going to rinse them. If you don't rinse them, I know this stuff is no brainer, but some folks don't know this. If you don't rinse your clothes really well, and you put them on and they still have soap on them, and then you start sweating, I start itching. I will itch. I have sensitive skin like that, so I have to make sure they are wrung out really well. And so that's where I'll use some more water and do that rinsing. Then we'll hang it on the line. Now, really, if you can do it, you want to hang them on the line in the sun. That's what you want, because the sun's a disinfectant. It'll help you clean your stuff. So that's it. I just wanted to try to round this this trip out by showing you some of these little tricks and stuff. Got me one more pair of socks here for the trip, and save me having to buy them. Okay, that's it. Thank you.